Somebody's giving me a heads up. So conflict and blaming. I want to develop this theme. but I'm going to come in the back door for you guys now. Okay, so the curses. Let's go through the curses. The curses in Genesis, and let's start with the serpent. We'll work down from the serpent to the woman. By the way, what does God do? Adam says it's the woman. The woman says it's the serpent. So God starts with the serpent, moves to the woman, and then ultimately moves to the man, back to Adam. Okay? So what happens here? The serpent comes and God says to the serpent in chapter 3, verse 14, so God said to the serpent, because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and all the wild animals. You will crawl on your belly. You will eat dust. Now, by the way, is there a play on this word dust? What's Adam's name? Adam's name is Adamah. He's called Adam because he is taken from the Adamah. His name is what? Dusty, okay? His name is Dusty. He is taken from the dust, shaped out of dust. His name is Dusty. What does the serpent eat? Dust. Is there a play on this dust? Now, is Dusty going to go back to the dust? That's his death, okay? So, and the serpent, so you get this kind of like cycle thing going on. Adam is going to eat dust and things like that. Now, to be honest with you, I try to be honest with you and stuff. Was Adam's name really Adam? You realize Adam's, as sure as I'm standing here, you notice I stand close to the Bible and stuff like that. And it says Adam's name was not Adam. Eve's name was not Eve. Okay, the Hebrew language wasn't in existence before 2000 BC. Okay, so Adam's name would have been, some other language and things like that. But would his name meant Dusty and things, and so you still work. The meaning of the name was probably still the same, but the Hebrew language didn't exist really before 2000 BC. So you got to be careful. Are some of these names, and some of you guys know this and things too. Is the guy's name really Peter, or is it really something else? And so when you go between languages, But anyway, so yeah.
How is Jesus' name pronounced?
Now, Jesus' name, he says, how is Jesus' name pronounced? As he's trying to trick me up, it's a trick, but I look at him, he's just so honest and stuff. Okay, Jesus' name is, I teach Greek and stuff, it's Jesus, okay, Jesus. If you're Spanish, you would say Jesus. Do you hear the similarity there? So Jesus' name means Jesus is how it's in there. Now, Jesus' name in Hebrew, now listen, this is a very good question he's asked. Jesus' name in Hebrew would be, see if you recognize this name, very tricky, Joshua. Yeah. Jesus' name is Jehoshua. Can you hear Joshua? Jehoshua. That means Jehovah does what? Shua, saves. Jehovah saves. Jehoshua. Jesus' name, he is named Jesus. Why? Because he will save his people from their sins. So do you see, it takes the meaning of Jesus' name, even though it's Joshua, and it comes over into Greek as Jesus, okay? So you see, even with Jesus' name, his name is Joshua. And by the way, so, yeah, okay, very good question. Okay, so let's get back to serpent. Serpent eats dust. Serpent eats dust. Genesis 3:15 is one of the really significant verses in the Bible. This is a really important verse, okay? Some of the stuff on the date and the age of the earth, you realize, these questions aren't really that important and thing. The Bible doesn't really say. But Genesis 3:15 does say some very interesting things. God says to the serpent, okay, serpent, you're going to eat dust, you're going to crawl on your belly, he says, and then he says, I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your offspring and hers. He, who is this he? He will crush your head. Who is the he that will crush the head of the serpent? Okay, no, don't go to Jesus yet. Who, in the context here, it's not, okay, who is this? He will crush, it's the offspring of the woman. It says, I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your offspring, the offspring of Satan, the sons of Satan, and the sons of this woman, and the offspring of the woman will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. So what you have in this curse then is what some people call the proto-evangelion. Proto means first, like beginning proto, and evangelion means first gospel, the first message of the gospel. So what God says in this first curse on Satan and the serpent, he says that it's going to be through the woman, through the seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent. There's going to be enmity, there's going to be conflict there, but the seed of the woman, one of her descendants will crush the head of the serpent. Now, Eric's commented, well, it's who's the one that's going to come to crush the serpent's head? This is Jesus, okay? And so this is, some people take this, and I would take this as the first message of the gospel to say, through this woman, hope is that the serpent will be defeated, that the descendants of Satan, Satan's sons, will be defeated, okay? And it's going to be through the woman's seed that this is going to happen. This means then, is there hope? Is there hope? Right from the first curse, there's hope that Satan is not going to triumph, that death will not triumph, that the dust will not triumph, but that the woman's seed will crush his head. So there's hope right here, and this is on the serpent and Satan, and believed on that. Now,